The lyrics, I've been asleep, head in the sand, watching the time just ticking. Clock runs around, days in and out. Can't really call it living. Somewhere I left life on dark, but here's where my new story starts. And the title of the song being Heaven on Earth, and this feeling from spirit that so many are kind of watching the time just ticking away, that the clock's running in and day out, but we're not really able to call that we're living. We're just kind of going through the motions. And the stars have gone dim, so to speak. And so we're encouraged to remember that we actually do have this love within us, that we don't have to rely on relationships or situations outside of ourselves. In fact, that the tunnel we are moving through right now is the release of codependency, that we must ground and anchor and radiate our own light grids. And so, what this looks like is a lot of dissolving of any partnerships or any situations where we were not holding an equal amount of light. And so we're also going to be experiencing during this time challenges regarding our boundaries, as well as having healthy interdependent relationships. We're encouraged to be beacons of unconditional love. But in doing so, when we see the good in all situations, we also may struggle with setting healthy, appropriate boundaries. So, this is really about the balance of learning how to love fully by first loving the self and then establishing healthy relationships with others. And remembering that the love that we seek outside ourselves is already within us. We have this love all on our own. And partnerships are the mirror of this love that lives already within us. So we're now being called to review any ways that we may need to establish healthier boundaries, or ways perhaps we may have been showing up in an immature way in our partnerships or relationships. And perhaps we're in a codependent relationship in which we're feeling that we're losing our sense of self, or a situation where we're giving far more than we're receiving. Spirit says there might even be volatility to a situation or relationship, which is causing us to be not sure where we stand. This energy is asking us to do a relationship inventory and review, and to notice any energetic agreements where we've made consciously or unconsciously that are no longer serving us. Acknowledging any place in our lives where we're feeling anxious or powerless, or where we do not feel safe to relax and be fully ourselves. This is a moment to assess any inadequacies that we may have used a relationship or situation or career to soothe or cover up. The lyrics, even though I didn't know it then, it was a godsend. So once again, this feeling from the call from last week, that even though some of these situations seem incredibly overwhelming to the small self, they are truly actually a godsend.